What is up, my homies? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Wild Guns Reloaded, released for the PlayStation 4 and that bloody Xbox console in the year of our Lord, 2016. Now, what is Wild Guns Reloaded? Well, it's quite simple, really. It is a remaster of a game that came out in the 1990s called, unsurprisingly, Wild Guns. And that was released for the Super Nintendo. And I can tell you right now, dear viewer, that this game is bloody hard. In fact, I haven't experienced something quite as hard as this game since that one time I was spectating a woman's wrestling match. And they were wrestling in mud. And I can tell you, dear viewer, that mud got everywhere. Everywhere. That's right, there was mud right up their well, you get what I'm probably alluding to. Basically, the game is bloody hard. And it's still as hard in 2016, or should I say, in 2020, which is when I last played the game, for the purposes of this review. It is still as hard today as it was back in the early 1990s. Now, what is the concept of this game? Well, it is rather like an on-rail shooter. Except it's not an on-rail shooter. So it's akin to something like Time Crisis. But it's not Time Crisis. Or it's akin to perhaps House of the Dead. But it's not House of the Dead either. It is Wild Guns. Wild Guns Reloaded, to be precise. In fact, when I first picked up the game, I looked at the box and thought, Wild Guns Reloaded. Reminds me of a phrase I used to say to my wife. You see, myself and the wife, after we would make love, there would be a period of time that would pass, usually 6 or 7 minutes. Then I would approach my wife again, and I would say, oh, lo and behold, honey, we can get back to lovemaking, for my wild gun is reloaded. So yes, of course, I was going to pick the game up and play it that very night, because it reminded me of such an exciting experience. And no, just to confirm, my wife did not fall for that tactic, and I was suitably punched in the face and thrown out of a window. But don't worry, I didn't suffer many breaks to my bones. Just a couple here and there. I think it was 93 or something. Doesn't matter, that's neither here nor there. So, if this game is not House of the Dead or Time Crisis or an on-rail shooter, then what in the blazes is it? Well, it is a shooter, and as you can see here, I played as this little bitch, who is accompanied by some kind of android. Now, the whole basis of this game is it's a western, but there's fucking robots in it. So, don't ask me what that's all about. That's neither here nor there. Perhaps it is part of like a Monty Python sketch or some other such nonsense. I have absolutely no idea. So basically, I played as this little bitch. You go through 5 levels, at the end of which there is a boss fight. And there's some mini-bosses in the levels as well. You're constantly on the run, constantly shooting. You die in 1 hit, so that's very fucking inconvenient. And you find a boss at the end of the level. You do 5 levels, and you get the final level, where they throw absolutely everything at you, including the kitchen sink, their excrement, a couple of tanks, a couple of dictators, you know, a couple of massive, giant fuck-off robots, pasta bolognese, boil in the bag curry. Basically, the final level throws absolutely everything at you. Then you fight the final boss and the game is over. Now, what they have added to this reloaded version of the game is 2 additional levels. But to play those 2 additional levels, you have to play as some other bitch in the game. A much larger bitch than the actual bitch that I played as through the duration of the game. And as you can see here I am playing as the bitch, fighting against this giant robot. As I said, it's set in Western times. I have no fucking idea what's going on there, why there's a big robot, but that's neither here nor there. Perhaps it's like a crossover with Transformers or Robot Wars or or Monty Python sketch or some nonsense. I have absolutely no idea. So yes, the game is not the longest game ever, being based on a SNES game. Took me less than 2 hours. So, you heard all of my positives, all of my negatives. What would I score this game? I'm going to give Wild Guns Reloaded an 8.5, 0.2 out of 10. Yes, it's a mighty fun game, ladies and gentlemen, although... Now, I should have mentioned that you don't necessarily have to play as one of the bitches in the game. You can actually play some other characters in the game. So there's plenty of replay value. You can play through the game as each of the characters. As one of the 2 bitches, or as one of the other characters whose names escape me, because I don't give a shit. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this review, give me a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy it, then give me your middle finger. Leave some abuse for me in my comments section. Perhaps send me some of your excrement in the post. And as always, remember, stay obsessed with bitches. With gaming. Stay obsessed with gaming. Yes. And bitches too, if you're so inclined.